In this video, I'm going to teach you about how to identify market trends. So as you can see here, this is the weekly chart of the S&P 500. You've got periods where it's going up, you've got periods where it's going down, and so on. So up, down. So there's many different periods in this. So I'm going to break this down for you and teach you how it's done. So in the chart, you can have three trends. You can have an uptrend, you can have a downtrend, or you can have a flat trend. So going through the example of uptrend, how do you know it's an uptrend? So from here you can see that it's going up, so that's the first clue. But if you were to look into it closely, you can see here you've got a low in the chart right at the start. Then you make a high after that, and then you make a higher low. So compared to this low here, it's a higher low. And then you make a higher high compared to this. And again, higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high. So you see this in an uptrending market because these lows, they go higher than the previous lows. So this is an obvious uptrend. The next thing is a downtrend. So a downtrend, by looking at it, you can see as well. But if you were to look at it closely, you've got a high at the start, then it makes a low, and then you get a lower high, and then you get a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, and so on. So it's literally the opposite of what an uptrend is. And that's how you identify whether something is an uptrend or in a downtrend. And then you got something which is flat. So a chart like this, you don't really exactly know what it actually is because there's no real direction. Like you got a high, you got a low, you got another high, and it just doesn't make any sense. So why is it important to know this? Because have you heard of the saying, the trend is your friend? That's a very important saying because it's hard to trade against the trend. So if the market's in an uptrend and you're trying to short the market, or if the market's in a downtrend and you're trying to buy a stock, you don't know how much further down it's going to go. So sometimes trading against the trend is not a good idea. And sometimes when the trade is flat like this, you got to ask yourself, how much profitability is it if it's just ranging in an area? So now I'm going to show you some examples on some real charts of uptrends, downtrends, and a flat chart as well. So I'm going to start with Netflix. So you can see this is the weekly chart of Netflix. You've got a low here, it makes a high, then you've got a lower low, you've got a higher high, you've got a lower low, you've got a high, and so on. So I can do this all the way through. I'm skipping some areas just so it's easier for the sake of the video. But you can see this is an uptrend and this is the reason why. Now I'm going to move to another chart. So this is the chart of UPS. And let's just say we start here. You've got a low. You've got a high there. So it's a lower high. You've got a lower low. A lower high. This one goes against the pattern. However, this didn't go above here, so it didn't beat this high. So it's still a lower high. And you can see it's just continued down and so on. So all the way down. So you can see that this is in a downtrend. So it wouldn't be wise buying unless there's other factors such as support, resistance, or indicators and things like that. But that's what I will cover in future videos. But just looking at this, if you're just looking at the trend, you'd want to follow the trend. So you wouldn't really want to buy for long term whilst the trend is like this. And then finally, I'm just going to show you the chart of Hershey. So Hershey, the chocolate bar company, it's come down and then it's gone up. You've got a lower low, but then you've got a higher high, then you've got a low, a high, a lower low, a higher high. So the chart on Hershey is very mixed at the moment. It's very flat. We don't know where it's going to go at the moment, so it wouldn't really be wise trading this again unless you've got some sort of indicators or if you use other factors saying that this is a good time to buy. But this on its own shows that the trend of Hershey is flat, so it's not something that I'd want to trade at the moment. So that sums up this video. If you've enjoyed it, feel free to like this video, give me a subscribe. If you want to watch the series from the start, I've linked the video as well, and subscribe to see my future videos as well on technical analysis.